We're back with more of your show, Your Voice. It's that time of year again, the Indo-American Arts Council's annual celebration of films from the Indian subcontinent, the New York Indian Film Festival. The festival is running in New York City from May 4th through the 8th and is featuring the best of the best in South Asian-based independent and diaspora films. Let's join the press conference held at Misha Nicole in downtown Manhattan and find out what it's all about.
This film festival is especially special. I know that Asim, my festival director, will say you're not supposed to say same two words twice in one sentence, but I've said it is extra special because we move into a new decade. It's our 11th year and we've got most major changes. We have a new festival director who is, like you, a film journalist, Asim Chhabra. We moved from November to May, much better weather, and we have a new name, the New York Indian Film Festival. The New York Times had said Mayak was unmellifluous. I didn't use that word, they did. And I hope knife is much easier. I know that New York Indian Film Festival is something that's quite easy for everyone to say. Our closing night is going to be a combination of our closing night ceremonies, and many of you already know that we do the usual red carpet. We will screen Ritipurna Ghosh's Nauka Dubi, which is a Tagore story. We open with Ishita Ganguly singing Rabindra Sangeet rendition of the national anthem, which Tagore wrote. And then there's an after party right there in the Asia Society Garden Cafe. We have very, very exciting things going on every day at the festival. We have an industry panel on Saturday. On Saturday we also have, in the afternoon at noon, we have the first animated English version of an Indian Legend of Rama. So if there are any people here who write about children or know children who'd like to come, this is a phenomenal opportunity for them to see the Legend of Rama, which is the Ramayana, the myth Ramayana in animated version, and it's in English. We have several regional films. We have Marathi films, Bengali films, Malayalam films, and of course Hindi and English. So we're going to show trailers of the films.
ഡ്രൈവർ ദിവാകരന് വന്ന കത്തിന് അയാളുടെ പേരിൽ മറുപടി അയക്കുക. തോന്നിയാസം അല്ലാതെ ഇതിനൊക്കെ എന്താ പറയാ?
വെറുമൊരു കത്തല്ല, ഒരു കുഞ്ഞിന്റെ മനസ്സാണ്.
तू लाल पहाड़ीर दिशे जा, रांगा माटिर दिशे जा। तू लाल पहाड़ीर दिशे जा, रांगा माटिर दिशे जा। इताके तुझी मानाई से नहीं रे।
मुझे कोई नहीं मार सकता, मैं अमर हूँ।
How do you feel about it being at Tribeca Cinemas in kind of like the heart of film land in New York City, and just with all the different people coming out? You have really good relationships with a lot of these people who are coming to the festival, and so just how is all of that, everything coming together for you personally?
I think it's wonderful because some filmmakers are meeting for the first time. I was only in communication with them through emails. Some I met for the first time in Mumbai when I was there in March with Arun Shivdasani, where we were looking for films. So we've sort of all become a part of family. There have been so many business-related emails in terms of airlines and everything else, and and now it's all done. They're all arriving today. They're all arriving tomorrow. and everyone's here to have a blast.
Great. Well, we're looking forward to having a blast with all of you. So how do you feel about Maharajan screening here at the New York Indian Film Festival specifically?
You know, I'm elated. The film so far has only screened in Bangladesh, and that has been quite controversial. We were sold out for about 2 weeks, but the subject matter of the film is roused a lot of suspicions about where the filmmaker was coming from. Her name is Rubaiyat Hussain. It's her first film. So I'm very, very excited that the New York audience will get to see it. I think maybe in New York we'll have a bit of a distance from what happened in '71. There were a lot of people who felt very impassioned about the film in Bangladesh. And I think over here in New York we have a very cosmopolitan audience. We have not just South Asians from the entire region, but we have, you know, other non-South Asians who appreciate our cinema, our regional cinema. So I'm very excited that it's here. This is actually our premiere beyond Bangladesh. So.
Could you speak a little bit about the plot and the ideas behind your film?
It's actually very difficult to describe the film. It's thematically deals with the subject of randomness versus meaning. So it's characters sort of wondering whether everything has meaning or it's everything the result of chaos. But it's actually the medium which is catching everyone's attention because it's something they've never seen before, and so I'm pretty curious to see how people, you know, react here.
Made in India is a feature-length documentary about the human experiences behind the phenomenon of outsourcing surrogate mothers to India, and our film is basically personal stories of an American couple who are unable to conceive their own child, who then, they're a middle-income family, they travel to India, to Bombay, to hire a surrogate mother who will carry their child for them. And it's a fascinating subject that sort of straddles many issues, and our film closely looks at the personal choices of those involved, including the industry that has been a huge proponent of this issue, of this practice, actually.
You've worked with Mr. Rishi Kapoor and Miss Neetu Singh Kapoor. So how do you feel about having such legendary actor and actresses in your film?
See, when you make a film, you're making a story, and you're telling the story on the screen. So you get actors to play characters. If you get bogged down by their baggage of being stars, then you will never be able to tell the story. So I had gotten over that well before we started shooting. They had gotten over that. They were very excited about playing these characters because they've never done anything like this. They've always been, they've always done very classy, suave, urban, educated, rich, glamorous characters. Neetu Singh, even when she was doing films, she was doing more stuff like that. So I guess they were very challenged and excited about doing something like this. So their challenge really helped in, you know, in stripping them down.
Right. And so since they come from playing characters that are different from the ones played in Do Duni Char, how did you realize that they would be best fit for the roles?
Oh, because they're great actors. If you are a good actor, then you would be able to play any character. Problem is that when we, the filmmakers, we get stuck in a very formulaic way of doing things, whether thinking of stories or casting or the production design. So I guess they were just waiting for somebody to pull them out of their comfort zone and throw them into a new space. And they were very, very excited doing it. Neetu Singh hardly has, I think, 3 or 4 changes. She's wearing pigtails throughout the film, very plain looking in the entire film. Rishi Kapoor has worn these very silly sweaters, and he has this very old, very, very old model of a scooter. So he's never driven a scooter in movies, he's always driven bikes. And he's always worn very very hip sweaters.
Right.
So this time around So he loved all of that here.
Right.
And the language that he was, the very, very Delhi Punjabi language.
The last 2 nights of the New York Indian Film Festival you can catch are on Saturday, May 7th and closing night on Sunday, May 8th. We hope you enjoyed this segment of Your Voice as much as we've enjoyed having you. This show wouldn't be possible without you, so keep sending us your valuable feedback at yourvoice@globosatent.com and visit us on the web at gen-i.us.com. Until we meet again, I'm your host Juhi Desai. Sahara Pranam.